Hello, I'm Azai. Welcome back to Aokana. You guys might have realized that the BGM is a bit not the same as usual when I started recording. That's because I was actually troubleshooting my audio interface. So you guys on YouTube don't know this, but a couple of days ago when I was recording Venus But Frontier, my audio interface was actually disconnecting like so frequently. And I guess it bugged out the whole like desktop audio system. And when I opened OBS, which is my like recording software, it just wouldn't pick up the audio interface. I had to like manually turn off, or not turn off, I guess, like end process the audio interface software and then turn it back on. So really awkward. And this actually makes my audio a bit skewed too, so pardon if the like audio of the game is actually a bit lower or a bit higher than usual. But yeah, I just came back from the gym. I also just ate some food. I don't know whether or not I actually set this when I was recording Aokana or when I was recording Venus But Frontier. But I am cutting my calories for a tiny bit. You know, I was looking at my progress pictures and whatnot, and I feel like, damn, I kind of miss being shredded. You might say that, you know, working out for physical appearance is vanity, or, you know, like it's for vanity purposes. And yeah, you're right. There's like nothing wrong with that though, in my opinion. As long as you're not doing it to impress other people, as long as you just want to do it for yourself, I really feel like, you know, some vanity in your, what is it? Vanity is like an emotional, is it an emotional, like, word? Or what sort of, like, word is it? It's not a noun, is it? I don't know. I don't know English enough to actually know about it. But yeah, I feel like there's nothing wrong to try to better yourself, you know? Like, I am not into fashion, but if people are into fashion and they want to, say, stylize their hair, make themselves look better with like a suit or something, I don't really mind, or people shouldn't really mind that, right? It's the same thing. But yeah, so I was also thinking that I might have been having some placebo after I cut myself a couple of calories, and after a couple of weeks I went down about 2 pounds. But turns out it's not necessarily the calories or my weight itself. It's the fact that I was eating so much junk. You guys could have seen, or you know, you can see the past videos where I said I bought 2 dozen donuts, I bought a 9-bucket KFC and shit like that. So I was eating so much carbs, so sugar, lots of fat, lots of sodium. And after I started to meal prep again, I realized just how dog shit my eating habits have become ever since I started bulking. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still probably eat way healthier than the majority of people. I still eat my veggies, I still eat my fruits. But right now, I am probably on track with my macros and calories like no tomorrow. I actually miss this, being like super healthy. And yeah, I just feel a lot, not leaner, I feel a lot lighter in my body when I do my exercise. I just feel like, damn, I can push myself a lot more. I feel like my body is just like light as a feather. But yeah, enough about that. I actually went into a ramble as usual. For all I know, you guys aren't into exercise and fitness, so excuse me. But let's talk about the last episode recap. On the last episode, we started Asuka's route. Thank God. I don't really want to think about your route anymore, Rika. But yeah, Asuka's route is just way better than Rika's route from the get-go, right? It talks about a lot more FC, the antagonist is just better, I feel like this route is just about on par with Misaki so far. But hopefully, fingers crossed, not too many H scenes. Misaki had the best route so far, but it was destroyed by the H scenes. So if you guys actually wanted to enjoy Misaki's route, in my opinion, the all ages version would probably enhance the experience way more. I'm not sure about Asuka, but she is the main girl, so we will see. So in this route, after we started to begin her route, we actually, chose Asuka to become our ace to try and beat up Inui. Everyone else was still practicing with us and whatnot. But after Inui came to our school and we decided to have a match, everyone else decided to just, you know what? We're gonna pitch in and help Asuka to destroy Inui. Which in my opinion is a fair thing to do. But I am a very individualistic person. If I were to want to do, or if I want to put someone in their place, I would do it myself rather than putting my hopes on someone else. But then again, if I don't have the necessary abilities to do it, there's nothing wrong with putting your hopes on someone else. But I personally just do not want to, just give it to someone else. I feel like even though we are helping them, I feel like I won't be doing the best of my abilities by doing that. Right? But yeah, this is exactly right after the match with Inui. We got stomped, by the way. So yeah, let's see what's gonna happen. With that, our involvement with Inui and Irina-san ends for the time being. That said, they're still at the forefront of my mind. The next day, I changed the schedule and decided to start off with an anti-Inui strategy meeting. I've called you all out here for one specific reason. I feel like the game is actually a bit loud, so let me lower it by just a tiny notch. Maybe that much. Maybe a tiny bit more. Man, I really should be paying attention to how much the decibels on my initial settings are. What's a cabal? Cabal? No idea what that is. I think you guys heard that. I actually knocked my freaking supplements off my desk. Sorry about that. But yeah, I have my supplements ready on hand here because I kind of tend to forget to drink them during the morning sometimes. So that's why I have two supplements, one in my dinner table and one here on my desk. Just in case I forgot to drink it in the morning. Guys, cool it. Seriously? Positive. What happened to the serious atmosphere from yesterday? Well, this is still way better than seeing them all depressed, so I can't complain. Look, let's just move on. I'm sure they already know what we're here to discuss. We need to find a way to overcome Saki Inui's dominant playstyle. Way I see it, we should analyze her playstyle and adopt the things that work best. Well, that's just one option. I turn to face Asuka. Asuka. How'd you feel during yesterday's match? Can you think of any way to counter her? Give us your honest opinion. Prez. I think it's time for Madoka to log out.
しまどか外へ行くぞ。
何すんの兄ちゃん、担ぎ上げないでよこら。あらまどか、急に可愛くなっちゃって、思春期かな？
I can't believe they actually put in the time to show this freaking sprite.
魅力たっぷりになりましたね。肌は青いけど。本人より評価高いってどういうことよ。それクマでしょ、私じゃねえっすよ。
It's good that she's learned to be less silly. I hope Madoka stays like this forever.
さすがにかわいそうですし、入れてあげましょうね。
Well, if that's what you really want.
私の意見はどうでもいいのか。
Bingo.
ショック、一瞬のままおかずに行っちゃったよ。コーチ、ごめんなさい。コーチ、お願いだから中に入れて。
Man, you know, I feel like I've actually been, what is it, a bit too harsh on the game sometimes. These sort of interactions, while I might not necessarily like them, you don't really see these sort of interactions other than when you're younger anymore, right? I've always just been seeing these interactions with my glasses of being, you know, my perspective of being well, I wouldn't say I'm an old person, but I am definitely way older and, you know, way more mature than these guys. So, I haven't really been seeing these sort of interactions in a long time. So that's why I've been really harsh on these sort of, like, weird interaction things. I still stand by what I said about these being filler and useless for the most part, because they are just way too many. One time, or you know, once every couple of scenes, or every like couple of hours is fine. But this game does do this quite often. Fine. Prez, unlock the door. It's probably just Japanese writing though in general.
このまま表舞台から去るところだった。
Zip it, or I'll have him take you a lot further away.
それは許して。クマさんになったまどか、また見たいね。ですよね。二人とも冷たくないね。
Okay, that's enough. Let's get back to business. Thanks to Madoka, we got totally off track. Or maybe it's better to say we changed tracks entirely. Guess I should ask her again. So yeah, Asuka, what'd you notice during the match?
はい。ああすればよかった、こうすればよかったというのが一つも思いつかないくらい負けました。
In other words, you were powerless, right?
そうです、まさに。
In the Misaki route, Aoi-san taught her how to do her own skill, which I forgot the name. It's been so long since we did Misaki's route. But I don't think Messiah actually knows how to do it, so I doubt he's going to teach her that. Gotta say, the name Birdcage is totally on point. I just can't believe they're going with a strategy that revolves around blocking off every possible escape route. That's really hard when both competitors are flying freely through the sky.
私って作戦とかそういうのはあまり分かってないというか考えられないんですけど、乾さんの戦い方に合わせたんではやっぱり叶わないと思うんです。
Huh? I'm surprised she reached that conclusion on her own.
なんか生意気言ってますか、私。
No. Go on.
はい、乾さんは多分すごく長い時間をかけてあの形を作り上げたんだと思うんです。同じことを今からしたとしても全然叶わないんじゃないかなって。それなら私は私なりに何か飛び抜けた部分を作ってそれで対抗した方がいいのかなと。すみません、間違ってたら言ってください。
I see. Asuka's approach is actually the smarter one. There's nothing wrong with studying Inui's playstyle, but trying to master it in 2 months is insane. Compared to that, focusing on what Asuka's already good at and trying to improve it is the much better idea. Okay, we'll go with your plan.
本当ですか?
It makes perfect sense to me, so why not? Yeah, but if we go with that plan, we'll have to have her master a unique playstyle. She'll only ever manage to break through that cage with a fighter's skills. She needs to learn to mix calm, rational decisions with her animal instincts and reflexes. And that's easier said than done. Besides, can she even manage that when her only training partners are the other members of our club? With just those 3, it'll be... Hold on. Misaki, Mashiro, and Prez. I realize something as my gaze wanders over everyone's faces. Yeah, this could totally work. Okay. Now, I've just gotta figure out how to put it into practice. God, I really do not want to voice act Messiah's laugh. I hate this guy. Sorry, Messiah. You are... I would consider Messiah to be pretty smart. But personality-wise, I don't think me and Messiah mash pretty well.
マサヤさん?
No, it's nothing. No, it's just... This is really starting to feel like something straight out of a sports show.
何なんか思いついた? あの笑い方だといやらしいことかもしれません。ボス、この書類、なんですけど、ねえ、こういう感じかな、エロい秘書って。なんで私だけ?
It's cause you've been warned already. Ah, it definitely is. Now quiet, or I'll whip out the teddy bear again.
それだけは。私たちが。みんなで一斉に。
クラシナに襲いかかるだと?
Wow, you guys are in sync already. Nice. Well, this would actually make Asuka, be very different. And this is actually an interesting way of training for sure. They definitely put in effort into trying to make each and every route a bit different, right? In Rika's case, it was more about trying to counter people who are aggressive. In Mashiro's case, she's just actually trying to get better. So there was actually no special training for Mashiro personally, right? Like, nothing unique about her playstyle. She just wants to get better, so... It's literally the definition of hard work. Hard work beats talent. Her route. While in Misaki's route, it was all about how unique it was, the way she was training. And this one is also a unique way, because FC matches are always 1v1. I thought back when we were still starting through the game, it was, a match that has 3-on-3, but turns out it's 1v1. So there's no way that people would actually practice 1v3. So yeah, this is a pretty ingenious plan if I do say so myself. Though Prez's part of that line sounds really wrong. Listen. Just trust me, this is for the best. I know for a fact that Inui has no blind spots. And that means she'll turn the tables and attacks from any possible angle. So, what other options do we have left? I can't think of any way to break out of that birdcage from yesterday. Relying on pure speed isn't an option, and every other idea I have seems flimsy at best. So, the only thing that comes to mind is to shape Asuka into the perfect weapon for one-on-one scenarios.
ということは、クラシナをファイターに特化させるのか?
Yup. I start sketching on the whiteboard after confirming that idea. Inui's insane reflexes and absurd agility allow her to react to an opponent's movement at a moment's notice. I like how Irina is just super evil looking. And what's in the poison apple? Unfortunately, we don't have anyone who can play like her to help Asuka prepare. However, I add 3 arrows that are pointing toward the Asuka on the whiteboard. If you guys attack her in quick succession, we can create an artificial version of Inui's birdcage. So yeah, that's the plan.
私がみんなと一斉に戦う。
Asuka seems confused by the idea. Makes sense, since this does seem pretty crazy. Almost makes me wonder if I'm going too far. But I know I'm not. After all, Inui's playstyle is the most unique thing I've ever encountered. And so, we need to pull out all the stops to climb to her level. Well, what do you guys think? I glance at everyone's faces.
グレートな作戦です。これなら先もいつピンチ違いないです。
That's really annoying, Misaki. Plus, it's a pretty bad impression of Irina-san. Her Japanese is mostly fine.
コーヒーが飲みたいね。
Enough! Don't make me turn you into a teddy bear. Why the hell is she pulling a Madoka?
まあそれはともかくとしてちょっと漫画みたいな世界になってきたね。
I guess this is why my friend said this is the most shonen of them all. Not wrong, Misaki. True.
でもその漫画みたいなことをするんですよね。
We are. It's the only way Asuka will ever beat her.
そうだろうな。怪物に勝とうと思ったらこっちも何か対抗できるものにならないと。
化け物とか？それはさすがにアスカがかわいそうかな。化け物はちょっとですね。せめて宇宙人とか。それも嫌です。
They never talked about ghosts, by the way, and they keep talking about Bakemono, which is just a monster. Seriously, stop! I'll iron out the details later, but it's safe to say you're all in, yeah?
おう。
了解です。
Okay, we'll now commence Operation Ultimate Asuka Kurashina.
最強になれるように頑張ります。
Okay, I'll assign your roles and positions now.
はい。
Prez and Masho are speeders, while Misaki is a fighter. We'll need to find the best way to use their differing skill sets in unison. Okay, Misaki.
はーい。
Misaki's an extremely agile fighter, and that means she's the perfect Inui stand-in. Out of the 3 of them, she's the one who'll directly confront Asuka. Misaki, focus on blocking Asuka's path.
うん、了解。
Make sure she hates the sight of you by the end of this.
あら、それは楽しそうだね。うひひ。お手柔らかにです、みさきちゃん。女子会で得た情報を惜しげもなくさらしちゃう。わあ、やだ、絶対ダメですからね。
Asuka leaps toward Misaki and covers her mouth with her hand. I wonder what she told them.
まさや、今ちょっと唾を飲み込んだでしょ。
Did not. Anyway, that's not what I meant. I'm pretty sure you already knew that though.
ひとまず了解。
Misaki's personality makes her pretty damn unpredictable, but she should still serve as a good challenge for Asuka. The crucial part comes now. Mashiro.
はい。
Mashiro is a speeder, so she's not really the best at blocking an opponent's path. Luckily, I can make use of her experience as a fighter. She should do fine if I just make her support Misaki. Can you try to be on the opposite side of Asuka? You know, like, try to sandwich her between you and Misaki.
どういう感じですか?
You a good cook? I don't think this guy actually says that in the Japanese version. Why would he suddenly talk about cooking?
そこそこ。っていうか、それって今関係ある話なんですか?
Okay, maybe he did. That was random though. Well, do you understand the relationship between planets and fixed stars?
惑星はわかりますけど恒星って？
Figured. Shouldn't have brought up terms like that. They're only really useful when talking to astronomy buffs. Okay, forget that term. It's not important. Just imagine Misaki's the sun.
マジ？美咲ちゃんそんなにいいポジション？美咲先輩が太陽であるという過程はとても素晴らしいです。
Listen, I'm not done yet. Asuka's Earth and you're Mars.
私が地球。なんか嬉しいです。マシロ、地球に比べるとちょっとランクダウンだね。ひどいです。私も地球がいいです。
Calm down. I'm just giving you an example. Quit lashing out every little thing. I was gonna say detail. I swear, none of them have a patient bone in their body. You know that all the planets in our solar system have a fixed orbit with the sun as the center, right? Damn it! Guess we'll have to help her study before the next exams. Mashiro, this is something you learned in grade school. Come on, what the fuck? I'm saying that they're all following the line of a circle.
ああ、わかりました。わかります。
Good. I want you two to surround Asuka like that. And also,
そして
Asuka will naturally end up having her back to Mashiro while you're doing that.
なるよね。美咲ちゃんに集中してますからね。
Right. That's why I want her to attack you from behind.
背後ですか。火星が地球にドッキングしちゃうんだね。それは大事故じゃないですか。
Forget that example already. Bringing up that idea was clearly a mistake. Guess only boys are really into space trivia. Really? I personally am not into stars all that much. Listen, Mashiro, just keep a close eye on them. Then go for Miss Asuka's back when her guard's down.
はーい。
Glad that's done. Now, last but not least,
おう、俺の番だな。
Prez is a huge problem. He's only really good at racing straight toward boys, so there's not much use of him in dogfight practice. Let's see. The best way to use him is... Prez, I want you to fly up and down near Asuka.
おう。で、攻撃はどうする？
Same as Mashiro. If you see an opening, touch her as you fly by.
わかった。
I'm glad Prez doesn't need some long-winded explanation. Though I bet the conversation would stretch on for hours if I used muscles as an example. Well, let's get started. Feel free to take a break if any of you ever get tired.
わかりました。はーい。はーい。
おう。
I turned to Madoka after hearing their replies. Madoka,
はいな。
can you keep an eye on them?
いいけど、どっか行くの？
Yeah, I've got something I need to confirm.
確認？
ほう、暮らしのファイターに特化か。
Is that a bad idea?
いや、私がコーチでもそうしただろうな。マサヤ間違ってないよ。
That's a relief. Hearing her say that fills me with confidence. Yeah, see, this is one of the things I kind of dislike about Messiah. Always seeking validation. It's nice to have validation from someone you respect like this, but I feel like you should be confident in what you're doing, you know? Maybe this is just something that younger people have.
しかし、それで鳥かごを抜けたとしても、その後の戦い方も考えなければな。
But really, I don't think I myself have like this sort of weird, you know, weird thing where I need validation for whatever I'm doing, even back when I was younger. I guess, like I said, it depends on the personality. But yeah, it's just something that doesn't mash well with me. I have something in mind. I'm still working out the kinks though. Think I'll discuss it with Asuka after she graduates from dogfight practice.
ちゃんとするまでは報告しないか。
Right. Sorry about that.
謝る必要があるか。あやふやなことを言うよりずっと賢明な判断だ。
I know she's trying to encourage me, but I can't help but feel nervous. I mean, her question is perfectly valid. There's no point breaking out of the birdcage if we can't go on the offense after. I need to solidify my plan as fast as possible. But to do that, I'll have to wait and see how Asuka grows. Making a plan of attack without taking her skills into account would be silly.
ま、心配するな。今はマサヤの思うままにやればいい。
Thanks.
やばくなったらちゃんと言ってやる。存分にやれ。中途半端が一番許されない。特にあの相手ではな。
Wow. Even Aoi-san seems to hold them in high regard. Just goes to show that Inoue and Irina-san are actual threats. I've gotta work my ass off to beat them.
あ、マサヤ。
What's up?
クラシナはみんなとうまくやってるのか？
Huh? Yeah, of course. Honestly, it feels like she's the one who's bringing us all together. I tell Aoi-san as much even.
そうか。まあでも、みんなのフォローは忘れずにな。
That's not what you said in Misaki's route. Yeah, that goes without saying. What's she trying to say? We're finally all working together with a single goal in mind, and that's made us closer than ever. I really don't see the problem here. I'm back. Wait, why are you outside?
お疲れ。今ちょうどみんな着替え中だよ。
I see. This reminds me of the time I accidentally saw them changing. This was like what? 50 hours ago at this point? A long time ago, Messiah. Yeah, maybe imagining that's not such a good idea.
菓子1個。
Ugh.
日向先生とは長い付き合いになりそうですね。
She still remembers? Don't make me log you out again.
ひどい。むしろあれもポイントに入れたいぐらいよ。
Yeah. More importantly, how'd practice go?
あ、そうだった。ボス、今日の練習について報告しますわ。
Cut that out already.
ちょっと気に入ってたのに。
She's gotta be kidding. Look, just tell me how it went. Madoka shakes her head, looking rather dejected.
まあ、さすがに全然ダメだったね。アスカちゃんがポイント取られまくり、いいとこなく終わった感じだったよ。
Figured. It would have been pretty scary if she was doing well in her first try. Though, for whatever reason, I feel like Misaki would pull that off pretty easily.
あと、みんなもさすがに慣れない練習だったからか、普段は見ないような動きもしてたね。
Huh? What do you mean?
マシロッチが宇宙飛行士みたいな動きしてた。
Madoka, that is something normal for her. Not that makes it any less of a mistake, though. Ugh. I know that this is a common thing that happens in translations and stuff, but I actually, when I was learning English back when I was, in like middle school and high school, my teachers always hate having to use the same word twice like that. That's why usually they would change it up, right? Because it feels unnatural to say it. When you read it, I guess people still understands, but when you actually pronounce it, it actually makes it very weird, right? Even though it's still grammatically correct.
ああ、そうなの？
I'm guessing she did the smart thing and changed her graph shoe settings from speeder to fighter at some point. But, forgetful as she is, she probably forgot to switch the bouncer back on. Maybe I need to go over maintenance with her again. I'll tell her to be more careful. So, you notice anything else?
そんくらいかな。あ、ただ。
Hmm? Madoka looks both pleased and exasperated. Odd?
アスカちゃん、一度たりとも弱音は吐かなかったね。
I see.
最後ボロッボロになって本当に吐くんじゃないかってぐらいになってた。
It was the same when she was running basic drills. Asuka is good at taking everything in stride. Guess that's why she tends to improve faster than anyone else I know. Her ability to devote her entire mind and body to practice is something special. Maybe she'll actually pull this off. Yeah, I'm sure. Huh? Asuka? Asuka walks out of the club room looking almost unrecognizable.
はいはい、みんな下がって下がって。アスカ先輩、もうちょっと自分で立てないですか?
So I'm guessing where this is going is the fact that Asuka's personality might, you know, her will to improve and practice might be there, but she probably doesn't have the physical capabilities to keep doing this, right? Just judging on this scene right now. Misaki and Masho are supporting her as she walks. She looks like a criminal who's been being taken into custody by 2 police officers. Man, she must be really out of it. Hey, are you okay, Asuka?
ああ、ダメダメ、患者に触れちゃ。
Patient? I mean, she does look pretty burned out.
もう最後は気力だけで飛んでる感じでした。
Next time, stop her before it gets to that point.
私たち止めたんですけど。
ああ、それでもクラシナがやめなかったんだ。
Prez appears and backs up Masho's statement. I see.
ちゃんとアスカに言っておいてね。
For sure. Will do. Yeah, I need to stop her before this develops into a serious problem. Don't want this becoming a habit. Asuka, when you're exhausted, you should...
マサヤシュさあ、今日大変だったですけど、すっごく楽しかったです。
I feel like this is only something that happens to newbies too. I get the feeling, well, you know, even pros have days where they are very motivated and want to train more than they usually need to. But they have the experience to know when their body needs rest. While Asuka here, she doesn't have that experience to actually stop herself from doing so. I see. I give her a gentle pat on the shoulder. Anyway, we should get you home. Make sure you get a good night's sleep, okay?
はい。
Asuka nods. I take Asuka's arms from Masho and wrap them around my neck. I'll make sure she gets home safe.
その方がいいだろうね。気をつけて帰ってくださいね。
I will. Guess I'll have to carry her all the way home, since she can't walk straight.
ひなたくん、ひなたくん。
Madoka approaches me with a weird grin plastered onto her face. I've got a really bad feeling about what you're gonna say, but go ahead.
ね、いろいろしちゃうチャンスだってのは重々承知してるけど、今しちゃったら大会に影響。
Okay, we're leaving.
お気をつけて。先輩、ちゃんとまっすぐ帰らないとダメですからね。
Obviously. I'm almost there. I've been flying for about 5 minutes now. Having Asuka hang off my shoulder is making this a lot harder than usual. Well, at least we're finally near our neighborhood's terminal. Damn that Madoka. I swear, I'm gonna replace her with the teddy bear again. I know she's just trying to lighten the mood, but it's still really annoying. Hey Asuka. I look at her as I try to tell her we're almost there. Asuka? The fact that you can, like, sleep while you're doing this is ridiculous to me, considering this is supposed to be a sport. And it's a means of transportation. Seriously? She has been a lot more quiet than I expected. Guess I should have known. Man, I know I'm here to keep an eye on her, but this is still pretty damn dangerous. In more ways than one. Maybe I haven't been thinking about it lately, because she hardly ever stops talking. But I've gotta say, her face looks very well proportioned from up close. Or well... Man, this is definitely not something that I would even think about at this situation. She's really cute. Damn you, Madoka! One of the things that only happens when you're young, I guess. Like I said. Her dumb joke is keeping me from thinking straight. Pull yourself together, Messiah. We're flying here. This is no time to get distracted. I try to focus my eyes on our flight path after saying that. But... Yeah, she's definitely cute. Ah! I'm doing it again. Honestly, I thought she was cute the moment I first met her. So this isn't really news or anything. But this feels oddly refreshing after weeks of nothing but practice.
もしもしあ、突然すまない。近々ちょっと様子を見に来てくれないか。わかってる。お前にも立場があるからな。迷惑をかけないよう気をつけるよ。前に言ってた件？あ、そうか。まだ返事していなかったな。秋の大会が終わるまでは待つように言っておいてくれ。それじゃ、よろしく。
So them probably means Irina-san and Inui. I assume Aoi-san, yeah, probably promised or not promised, but probably withhold information about the fact that Irina and Inui wanted to face Messiah. I assume that's what these guys are talking about. And this is probably the people backing Irina, right? Though I'm not sure who that is, though.
おあ
あら、
こんなところで会うとは奇遇だね、進藤君。
Where is this?
はい、ご無沙汰しております。夏の時はご挨拶に行けず失礼しました。
いや、いいよそんなことは。それより今日はそういうことか。あいつ
どうかされましたか？
ああ、いや、こっちの話。君たちも砂浜の陣中見舞いだよね。
Okay, so Aoi caught them both.
ええ、そうです。
そうか。じゃあ一緒に行こう。ちょっと僕は顧問に挨拶してくるから少しだけ待っていてもらってもいいかな。
Or maybe it's actually just Shirase-san. No idea about Shindo-san.
ええ、もちろんです。白瀬さんの言うことには逆らえないですよ。
そういうのはよしてよ。じゃあ行ってくる。
部長、
なんだい？
さっきの方、スカイスポーツしらせの店長さんですよね。
そうだけど、それが何か？
Why is Rika here, though? I think it would make a lot more sense if Satoin-san was here instead.
いえ、部長とそこまで親しかったんだなって。
ここで FC をやってる人間なら白瀬さんとは自然と親しくなるんじゃないかな。
それは確かに。
まあ僕はちょっと別の理由もあって親しくさせていただいてるんだけどね。神様みたいなものだよ。あ、白瀬さんが戻ってきたね。じゃあ行こうか。
Totally not weird, considering someone a god. You don't ever want to say that to someone, by the way. Or you don't want to consider anyone a god. That is parasocial, you know.
あの人のってどういうことなんだろう。
Yeah, it's a parasocial mindset. And it's definitely not a healthy mindset. It's okay to admire someone, but gotta realize that everyone is, you know, human. They make mistakes. Oh. I noticed a number of familiar faces when I turned toward the main school building.
よ、頑張ってるみたいじゃないか。
こんにちは。
お疲れ様です。これ差し入れです。わあ、ありがとう一ノ瀬さん。
Can't say I expected to see you guys together.
たまたまそこで会ってね。合流したのはついさっきなんだ。そんなことより。
Shirase-san shifts his gaze over to what's going on behind me.
なかなか面白いことをしてるんだな。
I'd say it's more like a desperate measure than anything. Asuka is panting heavily as she faces Misaki.
よし、じゃあコンビネーションでラストワンセットを行ってみよっか。はい、お願いします。よし、じゃあマシロ行くよ。はい、先輩。
Misaki's body suddenly disappears from Asuka's view right as Mashiro gives that reply. That's putting it lightly, Shindo-san. The two of them fly toward Asuka, with Misaki closing in from the left and Mashiro from the right.
まだ動いちゃダメ。
Asuka focuses on their movements as she mutters those words.
やあ。
When she gets into Asuka's blind spot, Misaki shifts into a rapid climb, then swiftly dives to go for her back.
あ、いいタイミング。
Yeah, the way she seamlessly transitioned from one movement to the next is pretty damn impressive. However,
させないです。
Asuka evades Misaki's hand and retreats backward like she's doing a Fosbury flop. Is that a new skill?
チャンス。それ。
Don't think I've ever heard of that before. Or maybe that's a term that I have no idea what it's referencing to. Mashiro tries to take advantage of the tiny window in which Asuka has to try and regain her balance.
これはきついぞ。
Definitely. Most players can't dodge a second attack that's coming in from a different angle right away.
もう一回。
And yet, Asuka cancels the loop she's been flying midway, then slips past Mashiro's outstretched hand.
すごい。
いや、まだだ。
Ichinose seems amazed by that display, leaving only Shindo-san to notice the last obstacle I've placed in Asuka's way.
まだまだ甘いぞ、クラシナー。
Press shooting down on her from above at a terrifying speed.
そこにもいたか。
Asuka's back is wide open now, and Prez's hand is rushing straight toward it.
さすがにやられたか。
違います。あれを。
Yup, he's right.
ごめんなさい。つい反応してタッチしちゃいました。
くそー。ついにクラシナからポイントも奪えなくなったか。
A seemingly frustrated Prez and an oddly apologetic Asuka are floating near the water surface.
アスカさんのポイント。
Now that Asuka successfully scored a point, this practice has come to an end.
たった1週間でここまでに。
What a fucking protagonist level plot device.
はい、そうです。
That was a pretty insanely fast training arc.
すごいですね。てっきりもっと前からこの練習をやってたのかと。
Well, we're not done yet, Rika. Ichinose is really confused by Asuka's rapid improvement. Can't say I blame her either.
まあ実際に練習してる私たちが信じられないもん。ですよね。昨日と今日ではアスカ先輩の動きがまるで違ったりしますし。
俺の捨て身の攻撃も全然当たらなくなったしな。
そうなんですか？実際に当たってないんだから、もう兄ちゃんは超えたも同然ってことだよ。
まだか。それはちょっと地味に答える。
れにしてもすごいと思いますよ。
Ichinose keeps up the mountain of compliments.
このままいけば秋の大会でも間違いなくベスト4までいけそうですね。
That's good to hear. I turned toward Shindo-san and Shirase-san, who seemed to be lost in thought after acknowledging Ichinose's praise. They look pretty damn serious right now. Shirase-san.
なんだいマサヤ。
I closed my eyes for a moment to gather my thoughts. You don't think this is enough, do you? Our jolly mood suddenly turns tense. Shirase-san smiles faintly as everyone turns their eyes toward him.
マサヤはどう思うんだ。
Asuka's definitely improved a lot this past week. And I'm sure she'd put up a much better fight if she got another practice match. But I don't think this is enough to help her beat Saki Inoue. I hear Asuka's breath catch in her throat. She deserves a ton of praise, but now's not the time to sugarcoat things. Shirase-san nods upon hearing my words.
同感だね。このままでは乾先に人たち浴びせることすら困難だと思う。
Damn. So Shirase-san thinks there's still a huge gap between them. I mean, I think Asuka's chances are pretty slim right now, but his assessment seems much harsher.
どうだろう、進藤君。
Shirase-san turns to Shindo-san, who's standing next to him as he says that.
アスカちゃんと戦ってみたら。
What?
進藤さんが
Asuka versus Shindo-san? That'd be a godsend, but is that really okay? Sure, he retired from competition after the summer tournament, but he's still Takafuji's president. He's supposed to be coaching his own players, like Ichinose and Satoin-san, so helping another school seems kinda unethical.
白瀬さん。奇遇ですね。僕も同じことを言おうと思ってました。
Seriously?
もしやと思って用具一式を詰めてきて正解だったよ。
No, Aoi-san definitely called this guy. I mean, we kinda already know that not Shirase-san, Shindo-san and Aoi-san definitely had, you know, something planned back in chapter 3 during the Takafuji practice session. We already know that Aoi-san definitely, you know, she pulled some strings, and they're connected quite closely, of course.
いいね。そうこなくちゃ。
Yeah, what I don't like about all this is that it always feels like we're in the palm of Aoi-san's hands. In this route in particular, actually, it feels a lot more so. In Masaki's route, not as much, even though these two help too. But yeah, it doesn't feel like they were forced to do anything by Aoi-san at that point, right? But in this one, they're for sure being called to try to lead us somewhere. They look pretty happy. Asuka, are you... I'm worried that she may be too exhausted to do this, but I keep myself from voicing my doubt.
進藤さんと再戦なんですね。
Her motivation is palpable, so I've probably got nothing to worry about. Sometimes motivation is not enough, Messiah. Gotta, you know, actually take into consideration her physical limits. Okay, we'll take you up on that offer, Shindo-san.
望むところだよ、ひなたくん。
それでは高藤学園と久那浜学院の練習試合を開始します。
I do stand by what I said. It's a lot easier for you to reach your physical ceiling or physical limit a lot more than your mental limit. Sometimes you can actually do push yourself a bit harder even though you have reached your physical limit if you still have that motivation and whatnot. But I don't think it's gonna last that long, you know. You're gonna burn yourself out if you do that.
両者スタート位置。
This only happens because I've done a lot of cardio, so I've actually reached the point where I know for a fact that my physical limits was actually reached at one point when I was doing like insane cardio sessions. And I don't think most people actually would get to that point. This is something along the lines of like marathon runners and shit. Asuka and Shindo-san, who had been waiting a little further away, moved toward the boy after hearing that.
よろしくお願いします。
ああ、よろしく。倉科君と戦うのはあの大会以来だね。
はい。
いい戦いにしよう。
Shindo-san is his usual calm, collected self. Though, I already know that everything will change once the match begins.
部長、さっき言ってましたよね。
Ichinose addresses me, seemingly confused. What do you mean?
その白瀬さんがアスカさんとの対戦を促した時、僕もそう思っていたって。あれってやっぱり何か考えてのことだったんでしょうか。そうでなければ言わないですよね。
Now that you mention it, yeah, you're right. There's no way he wants to play her for fun. He's not that kind of person. If anything, he's more the cold, calculated type who's generally unwilling to show his hand. But despite that, he suggested this practice match. He wants to teach Asuka a lesson. He probably has something he wants to share. Something that'll help Asuka when the time comes for her to face Inui.
アスカさんにとっても何かポイントになることか、もしくは乾さんと戦って気になった点があるとか。
Yeah, well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
はい。
Ichinose is watching the match with bated breath. Both of us know this isn't a simple practice match. However, only Shindo-san knows the true purpose of it at the moment.
セット。
Show us what you've got, Shindo-san. It seems Shindo-san arrived at the exact same conclusion as Shirase-san. He doesn't think Asuka stands a chance against Inui right now. So, I'm sure there's some lesson to be learned from this match. That has to be why he suggested it. The match has begun. Both players charge straight towards second. Huh? No, that's not true. What the hell? Asuka's just as surprised as me. Shindo-san should have been rushing down towards second. However, he's given up and jumped to the second line.
珍しいですね。部長がショートカットするなんて。
He's doing Inui's playstyle. I mean, yeah. He's a speeder leaning all-rounder. Why would he give up on second against a non-speeder? He's clearly up to something. Asuka, be careful.
進藤さんの動きにですね。
Yup. After you touch second, check your surroundings and pay attention to what he's doing.
はい。
Asuka keeps moving towards second. And it doesn't take long for her to reach it. That's 1-0 for her. However, a single point lead against Shindo-san is effectively nothing. Okay, Asuka, next. Should I have her rush toward third? No. Shindo-san will definitely get in her way. Maybe a dogfight would work better, since that's what she's been training lately. This is tough. Wait, what? No way.
マサヤさん、これって。
Asuka stops in her tracks. She's clearly surprised. Shindo-san spreads out his arms with a faint smile on his face. He's floating at the center of the second line. Right above it, in fact.
どうした？北前倉科君。
So yeah, she's just provoking her at this point. He's become a wall. Ah, I see. Now I get it.
どうしたの？何か気づいた？
Shindo-san isn't going with his usual playstyle.
え？確かに動きがいつもと違いますが、でもだとしたら一体どういう作戦で？
This is like what happened in Inui's match with Asuka, but the roles are reversed, right? Shindo-san is Asuka right now, and he's actually trying to show Asuka how to deal with the birdcage, I feel, right? You know, by provoking Inui. Maybe it is possible to provoke her, but I guess we'll see. Well, strong Skywalkers can freely switch between playing as a speeder, fighter, or all-rounder. And the best among them can even imitate someone else's playstyle to a certain extent, effectively becoming that player. He's acting like Saki Inui.
Inui Saki no... Torezu?
Yeah, I'm sure. Shindo-san obviously didn't witness the match that took place last week. So, this must be based on his analysis of when he fought her. It's just like in soccer, where you can guess a team's plan by the way their players are positioned, or in boxing, where you can read things based on an opponent's stance. By looking at his positioning and form, I can accurately surmise his current playstyle. I know I shouldn't be surprised, but damn. He's masterfully replicating Inui's birdcage after only experiencing it once. I can clearly envision it now. So okay, he's actually being Inui. I thought he was going to show Asuka how to counter the Inui thing. But no, guess not. Asuka lets out a frustrated groan. Guess Shindo-san's bringing up bad memories of that practice match from last week. I know she's not traumatized or anything, but his accurate recreation of Inui's style seems to have dampened Asuka's spirits. Huh? Wait, what? He's getting closer. I thought he was just recreating Inui's playstyle, but it seems to be a little different somehow. Slowly but surely, Shindo-san is closing in on Asuka as if to pressure her. And the faint smile on his face is just making it worse.
Masaya-san, これって...
You noticed.
はい、進藤さんがこっちに...
How would she not notice? Come on! Glad I'm not the only one who caught that. I see. I was wrong.
違うって?
I thought Shindo-san was imitating Inui.
え、そうじゃなかったの? 先ほど日向さんがそうおっしゃっていたんじゃ。
Yeah, but now I know that's not the case. Shindo-san gave up on second right after the match began. And that means, unlike Inui, he's starting at a disadvantage. This isn't a birdcage. It's more like a shark approaching its prey with its jaws wide open. Or one of those moments in games where a wall is closing in on you from behind. That's all his movements make me think of. Asuka, go up.
上ですか?
He'll smush. Smush? What is that? He'll smush you if you keep waiting. Is that a typo or is that an actual word? I have no clue. Climb diagonally upward to match his altitude, then engage him in a dogfight.
わかりました.
Asuka builds up momentum and rushes at Shindo-san. She's gotta get to the same altitude as him to kill any advantage he has. However... Shindo-san blocks her path with pitch-perfect timing. Guess he read her movements. He maintains his higher elevation, never letting his relative position go. Of course, it isn't gonna be easy. Well, at least now it's clear what he's trying to do. He's making sure to never yield the high ground. It's the exact same type of FC that Sinui is playing. The true FC that focuses on controlling your opponent that Arena-san went on about.
Masaya-san, どうしたら?
Asuka sounds pretty nervous. She's been training to counter this for a week now, so this is a good opportunity. Sure, he can't reproduce Inui's exact style, but it's definitely better than nothing. Asuka.
Hi.
Put some distance between you two. Make sure to stay out of his reach. Why can't you just say, put some distance between you? You don't need to say between you two, right? That is so weird. Asuka follows my instructions and tries to escape Shindo-san by moving slightly downward. No! Don't do that! I've got a bad feeling here. I'm sure that was the best way to escape from her perspective. However, there's no way Shindo-san won't react to that when he's been obsessed with maintaining the high ground this whole time.
そこだよ
Shit! It only took an instant. He swooped down from his high position and scored.
新藤和成1ポイント
Prez's voice resounds through the area. Shindo-san has evened things up now. Stay focused, Asuka. He's definitely gonna go for another point. Watch out! I feel it in my bones. There's no doubt in my mind that Shindo-san won't stop at just one. And...
まだ終わらないよ倉科君
新藤和成2ポイント
Man, why do my premonitions always come true? Great. Shindo-san's playing with the lead now. Ugh! Since you repelled her downward, Asuka is near the water surface. Do an air kick turn. Recover your balance and fly straight up. I frantically bark out orders, which Asuka obeys.
逃がさないよ
Unfortunately, Shindo-san never lets up. He simply pursues her like a wild beast that's unwilling to let go of his prey. He's incredible. Asuka manages to somehow retreat towards second. And when she turns around, we're stuck in the same situation as before.
ほらどうしたんだ倉科君
Shindo-san spreads his arms in an almost elegant fashion, effectively cutting off Asuka's path once again. Asuka, fly a zigzag and close in on him from the side. No point in going for a vertical movement again. It'd be the same as bashing her head into a wall. Catching him off guard with a zigzag seems like the best bet, but...
左右の動きを加えればいけると思ったかい
he sees right through our plan. Ugh!
同じことだ
He's like an eagle targeting a fish in the water.
新藤和成3ポイント
He won't let the fish escape his clutches. I see. This is it. I gaze at that eagle as it spreads its wings in a menacing manner. This is Shindo-san's answer. This is about what you should expect from Saki Inui. How can you defeat her with only that type of practice? Shindo-san is confronting us with the cold, hard truth. There's no way Asuka will win at this rate. He's showing us the bad ending we would have reached in 2 months.
強いな。
Misaki's voice is full of admiration.
あんなに強くなったアスカ先輩か。全然歯が立たないです。
Mashiro seemingly falls into despair.
部長。
Ichinose looks to be conflicted. And I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm sure she's never seen Shindo-san play like this. And this playstyle is the very same one that made him suffer that humiliating defeat. He's essentially admitting that his old playstyle wasn't anywhere near good enough. Still, that's honestly a good thing. The whole reason Shindo-san's so good at is that he adapts to every situation. He's strong because he continually evolves his game. The best players don't obsess over playstyle. Instead, they're willing to do whatever it takes to pull out a win. That's how Aoi-san used to play when she was a pro anyway. We'll just have to work harder. After that, we keep throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. But Asuka's repelled every single time, which lets Shindo-san rack up more and more points. Shortly before the end of the match, Shindo-san leisurely moves to third and touches it, which brings his imposing display to a clear end. He controlled every aspect of this match from start to finish.
ただいまです。
お疲れ様でした
二人ともお疲れ様でした。飲み物持ってきますね。部長、トールです。
ありがとう
The atmosphere finally relaxes once they land. However, all my thoughts and feelings about that match are still bubbling up inside.
お疲れ様。
Shirase-san welcomes Asuka and Shindo-san back with a smile, then turns to me.
まさや、わかったかな？
I give him a silent nod. Our practice has trained her moment-to-moment decision-making skill. That's so... Ugh! Moment-to-moment decision-making skill. Why would you word it like that? That's so weird. So she's now good at dealing with situations where she doesn't know what's coming at her, or from where.
でも、乾咲のような圧倒的支配力の前では、どうしても雑なものに移ってしまう。
Right.
さっきの進藤君の戦い方を見ていてもわかる通り、あれは恐ろしく頑強で分厚い鎧みたいなものだからね。
That's a good way to put it. After all, knowing how to deal with multiple spear thrusts in quick succession doesn't actually help you pierce an opponent's defenses. That's why both Shindo-san and Shirase-san were so down on our practice.
じゃあどうすればいいか。その答えはきっと進藤君が持っているはずだよ。
Shindo-san returns after wiping his face down with a towel.
いやあ、お疲れ様。
Oh, I was actually waiting for him to say the second line. His voice sounds as carefree as ever despite the grave expression on his face.
日向君、一つ質問したいのだけど。
Shoot.
乾咲に有効な武器、君はどう考える？
Well, Shirase-san did just say that Inui's playstyle makes her like thick armor. And that means no normal attacks will ever be enough. A sharp, unstoppable thrust. I originally started up this 3 versus 1 practice to help develop a unique weapon for Asuka. And today's match has basically solidified that goal in my mind.
鎧を打ち破るような強い武器ということかな？
I shake my head in response. No, that's not what I mean. All we need to do is pierce the small gaps between the plates of our armor. Since there's no chance of winning a straight-up fight, it's best to watch for an opening before targeting it. That's the only way Asuka, who's severely lacking in the experience department, can possibly win.
なるほどね。
Shindo-san nods.
僕もその意見には賛成だな。あれほどに固い守りを正面から打ち破るのは困難だからね。だけど、乾の鎧は固く厚い。隙間は見つかるかな？
But I am. I know Asuka can do it.
ほう。彼女のような戦い方なら、それは面白いかもしれない。
Guess he's satisfied with my idea. Though, with that said, I don't have a concrete plan in my mind at all. I mean, that whole idea is based on actually finding a weakness, which is going to be really difficult. We need something unique, but it also has to be well thought out, or Asuka will become even easier prey. Guess I should give this more thought. Shindo-san and Shirase-san have helped me solidify a course of action. However, in a way, we're now back to square one.
おっと、メールだ。失礼。進藤君、ちょっと先に職員室へ行くよ。用事が済んだら先に帰っていてくれ。
はい、わかりました。
それじゃあ、マサヤも頑張れよ。
Thanks. Is Shirase-san busy? No, wait. He's heading to the faculty room, so he must have some business with Aoi-san.
日向君。
What's up? Shindo-san's back to his usual relaxed self. There's even a cheerful smile on his face.
どうだろう、日向君。
He said, what do you think? Not answer a question.
ここに一人試合予定がなくなって暇を持て余している選手がいるんだが、倉科君の練習相手として採用してみる気はないかな。
Someone who has nothing to do in his free time. Wait, you don't mean... I look up at Shindo-san's smiling face and... Huh? No way.
どうだろう、力不足かな、僕では。
Don't be silly. If you aren't, then literally no one is. If anything, I feel like he's wasted on us. If a player as good as Shindo-san practices with Asuka, she'll improve in no time. It's a dream come true, but... I throw a sidelong glance at Ichinose. I doubt people from Takafuji would be very happy to hear that. I mean, who would be when their best player is offering to train one of their rivals? However...
大丈夫ですよ。私も聞いてますから。
Ichinose forms a light smile as she says that. I see. I didn't believe this was some spur-of-the-moment decision, but I also didn't think he'd already told his club about it. Guess I've got no reason to turn him down now. Well, okay then. Hey, Asuka! I call Asuka over.
はい、何ですか？
You're getting an extra coach starting tomorrow.
どこにいらっしゃるんですか？
I point at Shindo-san.
というわけだ、倉科くん。
その高藤の練習もあるし、いいんですか？
もちろんだよ。よろしく頼む。
Asuka's all flustered, while Shindo-san, in sharp contrast, just smiles and shakes hands with her. This makes sense, sorta. Like, because in Misaki's route, Saki Inui, I guess, wasn't really showing off her true power when facing Misaki, because she doesn't even have Misaki in her radar, I feel like, right? That's why it was very easy for Misaki to actually beat Saki Inui in that match. And this time, she actually thought that Asuka is going to be a very difficult opponent. So she's probably gonna go pull out all the stops from the first, second the match starts. But what I don't like I said, is the fact that we're in Aoi-san's palms in this route. I don't like it. It might be, like, to get Masaya to become, you know, to get over his trauma and stuff, but I don't like it. I never like it when I'm playing into someone's hands. Whether or not it benefits me, I really dislike it. Tell me straight up what you want me to do, or, you know, what your plans are for me, then I wouldn't mind it. But keeping it a secret and making me dance to your tune, I don't like it at all. But, you know, that's my personal take on it, right? At the end of the day, if it does benefit you, you know, it's actually good, right? But I still wouldn't take it. That's just my rebellious nature, I guess.
さ、それじゃあ早速、鎧の隙間をいかにして縫うか、その作戦を考えていかないとね。
Shindo-san.
なんだい？
Thank you.
いいよ、そんな。これは君たちの戦いでもあると同時に、僕にとってのリベンジマッチでもあるからね。
Right. Should have known. There's no way Shindo-san's over the defeat he suffered. And that's part of the reason why he wants to help us. Honestly, I'm grateful for his help, but this is putting a lot more pressure on me.
それに、
Hmm?
神様から頼まれたら、とてもじゃないけど嫌だとは言えないよね。
Ridiculous. What?
よくやるよお前。
何が？
コーチの件だよ。仮にも他校の子だぞ。いきなり話をつけに行くなんて乱暴すぎるだろ。
ちゃんと対価を用意しておいたさ。
お前まさかこないだ言ってた北欧リーグの件。
振動ぐらい楽しんでやれるやつなら海外へ連れて行けば面白いと思わないか？
当然先方には連絡済み、学校の手配も完了済みか。
フィンランドは寒そうだ。冬になったら毛布でも送ってやるかな。
This does make me think about, you know, Misaki's route. It wasn't really shown that Aoi-san was doing these interactions with Shindo-san and Shirase-san. But we were probably also dancing in her tune too in Misaki's route. Since Shirase-san was helping us, and Shindo-san does come to our practice session from time to time. God, I really dislike that feeling.
お前には参ったよ。それで見立てとしてはどうなんだ？
どうというと？
アスカちゃんは勝てそうか？あいつに。
正直わからん。
そうか。
伸びは確かにいい。あれで結構負けず嫌いだし、店先で売れるほど根性は有り余ってる。だがどこかで天井はやってくる。突き抜けて空に行けるかどうかはあいつ次第だ。
まさやか。
今のあいつは周りが見えていない。何かやらかした後にどう持ち直せるかだろうな。
言わないんだな、そのこと。
経験しないとわからんだろう。それにクラシナと一緒に失敗してこそ意味がある。もっともダメなコーチのせいで深手を負わせてしまう例もあるから難しいけどな。
青い、お前。
雲が出てきた。今日は一雨来るかもしれないな。
よし、倉科君、来い。
Asuka starts to slowly fly as scissors as though to get a feel for it. It's a maneuver that's typically used to switch positions with your opponent when they're behind you in a dogfight. It's weird to use it as an approach, but that's exactly what Asuka is doing. The angles of her turns quickly become unnaturally sharp. Right now, her trajectory is more like a zigzag than a wavy line. Shindo-san is calmly observing everything. Asuka then starts to fly around in an attempt to draw a pentagram. It's a sequence of multiple scissors with acute angle turns. After several turns, Asuka suddenly rushes at Shindo-san. She's shooting straight at Shindo-san's blind spot at a high speed.
よし、いいフェイントのかけ方だ。しかし
Shindo-san twists and nimbly climbs up, seemingly having predicted Asuka's position.
最後攻撃を仕掛ける少し前に視線がこっちに来ていたね。
言っちゃってましたか。
僕でわかるってことは乾君はまず見逃さないよ。一ノ瀬君、どうだった？
はい、最後の折り返しの際、少しですけど体の向きに変化がありました。
I really don't think...
動きを悟られるように思います。
I really don't think Rika should be here. Shouldn't she be practicing for herself too? She's a regular member at Takafuji. It doesn't make sense. She's not gonna learn anything from watching these guys because she's not at the level where she can reproduce these skills.
というわけだ。
ダメですね。
最初からできたらおかしいよ。今やってることは世界レベルの技術だからね。じゃあ次は動きを悟られないよう、あと視線にも気をつけてやってみようか。
気合入ってるね、進藤さん。
Yeah, he's doing great out there. Every problem is getting stamped out one after another. It's been a week since Shindo-san joined us, and I've gotta say, he's a lot more passionate and engaged than I imagined.
ひなたくんの考えたジグザグ攻撃、うまくいくといいね。
Luckily, we have Shindo-san here, so she can practice it. If she can get to the point where she can land it on him, she can land it on just about anyone. The idea is that Asuka will first use herself as a decoy to throw Inui off and break her defense. It's an advanced feint, basically. The lightning-fast speed combined with the swift and rapid directional changes make it almost impossible for your opponent to predict where you're going to attack from. The idea is simple on paper, but the effectiveness of it scales with the skill of the player. meaning it can become an incredibly deadly move with the right amount of intuition and technical ability. Inui is definitely improving as we speak. They must have shown us the birdcage because us knowing couldn't hurt them, right?
ああ、そっか。そうなるよね。
In other words, Inui will have reached new heights by the time we face her. And I've got no way to predict what that'll look like.
だったら鳥かごぐらいはさっさと抜けられなきゃってことよね。
Exactly. Filled with expectation, I look up at Asuka as she's flying about. If she manages to master this technique, she can put up a good fight. Of course, she's still struggling to even learn it, which isn't a good sign. Still, based on how she's improved so far, I'm excited to see how this looks in a couple days.
お疲れ様でした。
I can imagine. You did great out there, Asuka. Asuka walks over to me with unsteady steps.
聞いてくださいませやさん。今日はついに進藤さんからポイントを取りましたよ。
Yeah, I saw everything. You managed to pull off an attack that was practically impossible to read.
はい。このままもっとポイントを取れるように頑張ります。アスカ。さきちゃん。
Misaki grabs Asuka's arm with a mischievous look on her face.
休憩の後は私たちの番ね。
さらなる速度を持ってクラシナを倒しに行くぞ。
私だって常にアスカ先輩の背後を狙ってますからね。わ、わう、助けて。
Asuka gets dragged away. Make sure you don't go easy on her. Shindo-san approaches me now. What? Was he waiting to take Asuka's place or something? Thanks for the help.
お疲れ。飛沢くんたちも熱心にやってるみたいだね。
Yeah. Thanks to the advice you gave, their practice has gotten a lot more effective. The weapon Shindo-san came up with requires immense agility and moment-to-moment decision-making skill. Moment-to-moment. I feel like there's definitely a word that can be changed for that, right? That's why we're splitting up practice into two halves.
僕は何もしてないよ。簡単なポジショニングの話と、あとは役割分担を明確にしただけだ。
I think you're underselling yourself there. I mean, everyone's been a lot more lively since we clearly defined their roles. Sure, the main focus of this exercise is Asuka, but it's also supposed to help all of them develop their technical skills.
まあでも、船浜のみんながちゃんとしてるのもあると思うよ。だから安心して。
I hear a scream come from up in the sky.
ましろちゃん大丈夫？
空中でぐるぐる回ってるが、新しい技か何かか？
ましろ、あんたまたバランサーオンにするの忘れたでしょ。
God, if she did this in like cycling or any other sport, she probably would have had an accident. Jesus. Like, they're portraying this as something comedic when you forget to do something about your maintenance on your equipment. Oh, hell no. You're actually gonna go into an accident, man, if you do this on any other sport.
ごめんなさい。設定直すときにどうしてもうっかり。
Guess he spoke too soon. I'm beginning to think I should make Mashiro take a maintenance course.
それにしても、今日は有意義だったよ。
Oh?
ああ、倉科君は間違いなくセンスがある。毎日来ているとそれがはっきりわかるね。一度の失敗を絶対に次に残さない。あんな選手は初めて見たよ。
Well, she's the main character, Shindo-san. Glad I'm not the only one who thinks that.
日向君が夢中になるのもわかるね。
He has a strange grin on his face as he says that. We're talking about her as a player, right?
おや、他に何かあったかな。僕には想像できないけれど。
Damn it. He pulled a fast one on me.
それが何かはまた今度ゆっくりと聞こうかな。今日はこれで引き上げることにするよ。
Got it. See ya. Can't believe I let him get to me. I mean, Asuka is very captivating as a player, which makes me happy to coach her, but...
日向さん
Yeah. Oh, it's you, Ichinose.
今日は私も失礼しますね
Oh, okay. Understood. What?
選手として以外に何かあったんですか
Wow. I didn't expect you to dig into that.
うひひひボス頼まれたもの手に入りましたぜ
Madoka pulls a USB out of her bag with a creepy smile on her face. I see. Well done, Madoka.
そうでもないですぜ
Madoka holds out her palms after handing me the USB. I'll reward you if Asuka wins the tournament.
それちょっとハードル高すぎじゃない
It actually is. Enough. Let's just watch it.
わかったわよほらひなたくんの座ってる方に差し込み口があるから
There's a laptop in front of us, and Madoka spots a couple of open USB slots on the left. Okay, here we go. I insert the USB, which makes a folder with a date as its name pop up on the screen. Inside, there's one video file. Is this it?
そうだよクリックした瞬間私のすっごいエッチな映像が少しは躊躇して
Shut up already! Oh, there we go. It's a video of Saki Inui. When was this filmed?
ちょうど1年前だね去年の夏の大会だから
Was she here? That said, it's a tournament that took place in a different country, there we go. So it's not the same as the one we just finished. I wanted to learn more about Saki Inui, so I used Madoka's information network to find this.
私の情報収集能力を少しは褒めていいのよ
I mean, you probably just found it on the internet, Madoka. Honestly, I am pretty grateful, but there's no way I'm gonna reward that annoying behavior. Oh, this is... The video only had Inui until now, but another player has suddenly appeared.
ドッグファイトだね
They're keeping each other in check while they search for an opportunity to strike. Neither of them are really making a move.
相手のイギリスの選手男なんだ
Mm-hmm.
背も高いんだねその割に動きも速くて戦いにくそう
His name is Anthony Flockhart. Interesting name. He placed third in the Europe Junior Championship.
ひなたくんめっちゃ詳しいんだね
I guess. Oh, look, he's made his move. Unable to stand waiting around, he took advantage of Inui moving slightly to the left and shot toward the next boy.
でもこれやられちゃう
Madoka says that on reflex. But she's right. His timing was bad, so I'm sure Inui will just stop him in his tracks. She'll either fly up, then go for his back with a quick dive, or... Amidst that situation, which was a perfect chance to score multiple points. What? Inui did something completely unexpected.
サードラインへのショートカット
That's right. Instead of going to score on his back, she simply flew over to the third line as if she had no interest in him. And Flockhart looked over to her with a baffled expression on his face after scoring. I see. Her playstyle has been like this for a while.
何を
She's ignoring the usual conventions of FC. See? Look there. I point to a part of the video. Inui is floating above the third line, looking down on her opponent in an intimidating manner. This is just a guess, but it feels like Inui wasn't even trying to win.
負けてもいいってことでもなんで
She probably wanted to confirm something in a real tournament setting. Flockhart is relatively famous in the junior scene in Europe. However, that doesn't mean much. I'm not trying to badmouth him or anything. but I doubt he was a serious hurdle in Inui's mind.
はあ、しかしこれ相手も嫌だよね。
Right. In fact, you can see that on his face. After the match ended, the camera zoomed in on Flockhart's face. And he didn't have the smiling face of a winner. Instead, he looked like an animal that feared an incoming predator. She's been developing this style for far more than a year.
なかなか厳しいね。まあ、やりがいはあるけど。
There's no way we'll come out on top without working even harder. It's gonna get harder from here on out. Alright, Madoka.
何？
I hope you'll have the next video for me soon.
それなんだけどね。
Madoka sounds oddly hesitant.
ここから先はガード硬くて映像とかほとんど残ってないんだな。
Ah, you serious?
うん。ちょっとだけ残ってたヨーロッパの試合のもこれがギリギリ1個だけあったって感じ。なんかあちこちで消されてるみたいね、乾さんの試合映像。
I can't believe it. I mean, her playstyle is real special, so videos that show how she developed it must be in demand. Having nothing out there despite that probably means we have no chance of winning a war of information.
あとはもう改良に潜入でもしないと無理だろうね。
The fuck? Are we actually gonna do that? This route is going in a weird direction if we are doing that. Which isn't really a good idea.
ただいまー。あれ？もう練習終わり？アスカもヘッドヘッドだし、時間もキリがいいからこの辺でってことにした。そっか。お疲れ様、アスカちゃん。お疲れ様です。だいぶお疲れだね。アスカ先輩、今日は調子良かったですからね。
いつも以上にガンガン飛ばしてる感じだったな。
あれ？そういや、マサヤは？白瀬さんに相談があるって先に帰ったよ。明日はまた同じ時間だからよろしく言っといてって。
Yeah, if these guys are actually practicing every day, she's definitely gonna overwork herself.
了解。
Like, I go to the gym 5 times a week, but, you know, like, the amount that I do is good for me, right? And I have 2 rest days. At first, I actually went to the gym 4 times a week back, about 3 years ago at this point. And I was doing cardio every day for about maybe an hour. It was doing wonders for me, but the amount that I was lifting at the gym was not as much as I am right now after 3 years. The amount I lift is way more. Like, for sure, way more. Maybe like 2 times or 3 times more. Like the volume and intensity. It's actually pretty insane. But the thing is, though, you can't really have that sort of working capacity when you first started. You gotta build yourself into it. That's always the thing with physical activities. Whether it be running, whether it be cycling, every physical activity has the same principle. Like, your body can only adapt so fast, right?
お疲れ様でした。
おう、お疲れ。
はい。
We could jump to the 3rd line early at the cost of a point. That would get us far ahead of her. If we do that, Inui would most likely make her move around here, which we could counter by... I'm drawing projected trajectories on the whiteboard to try and outsmart Inui in Arena-san. It's no use. This is way too hard without more information. I put down my pen and crossed my arms. It's easy enough to think up Inui countermeasures in my mind, which is why we incorporate the results of my simulations in our daily practice. However, I don't have enough tape to figure out what she'd actually do, so it's all based on my assumptions. I sink into the chair and gaze up at the ceiling. I can't forget the video I saw yesterday. Nothing I can do if even Shirase-san is drawing a blank. Shirase-san's connected to the FC world on a global scale, but even he can't find anything on her. All we can do now is focus on practice. I can't keep worrying about things we'll never get. Not when we have last year's fall tournament champion and a former international pro on our side. Yeah, I just have to focus on practice. There's nothing wrong at all with our practice.
おっすコーチ。
Misaki suddenly pops into the club room. Hi, is everyone ready?
もうウォーミングアップ始めてるよ。
I see. I'll be there in a minute. Instead of turning to leave, Misaki remains rooted to the spot. Something wrong?
マサヤ、余計なことかもしんないけどさ。
Misaki looks at me with a concerned expression on her face.
アスカのことちゃんと見てる？
Nope, of course not. He's looking at Inui. Huh? Where'd that come from? What do you mean? I see her practice every single day.
まあそうっちゃそうなんだけど。
This only happens when you are not the one that actually is practicing. Messiah.
まあそうだよね。気にしないで。
Misaki, you should have freaking slapped this guy. Okay. What was that all about? There's no way she said that for no reason.
じゃあ行こっか、海岸。
Sure. In the end, Misaki doesn't elaborate, so the conversation ends.
よし。じゃあ昨日の続きで少しずつペース上げていくよ。わかりました。
おう。
お願いします。
Now that her practice with Shindo-san is complete, Asuka's moved to her 3 versus 1 practice with the rest of her club. Man, her reaction time has improved a lot. Well, I guess I can't blame Messiah for the fact that he probably couldn't see that Asuka is getting tired or overtraining herself. It's because, unlike a real human being, Asuka's time is improving more and more. She doesn't show symptoms that she's actually tired based on the results alone. So yeah.
ひなたくん
Hey there. How much progress have you... I get interrupted before I can finish my sentence.
倉科くんちょっと様子を見た方がいいかもしれない
Huh?
動きは普通だったけど話しかけた時の反応が鈍かったし呼吸もいつもより乱れ気味だった
What? Sure, she's been looking more tired lately, but I didn't know it was that bad. Hey, I look up to tell them to stop practice. And that's when...
あれ、アスカ？
Misaki's terrified voice reaches my ears. What happened? Asuka! I shift my gaze and notice Asuka floating through the air, her head hanging limply.
マサヤ！アスカが！
I'm coming! Without missing a beat, I open the box that contains some maintenance equipment, pick up a remote that has emergency written on it, and take off. After positioning myself under Asuka, I address the others. I'm gonna shut down Asuka's graph shoes, so I need all of you to serve as backup.
バックアップって？
Head down, then grab a net and spread it over the water.
わかった。部長、真っ白。
おう。
The 3 of them rush down to the beach. I wait for them to fetch the net and get in position. Then... Are you alright, Asuka?
あれ、私練習してたはずなんですが、どうしてマサヤさんが？
Yeah, when you're at this point of exhaustion, there's no way that your times would still be improving. This is why I feel like the game is really starting to show its cracks. I could just blame Messiah for not paying attention to her, but, you know, I don't think it's fair for me to blame Messiah because Messiah was looking at her times, right? he was looking at her progress and the progress was actually great. If the progress has stunted, that's when he actually would take a look and see if Asuka was overtraining. But she never seems to show that sign. Of course, like, not during practice anyway. She was showing the signs after practice. But you know, as a coach, you don't need to pay attention to what your, like, what's the word I'm looking for when you're coaching someone? Your clients are doing outside of practice. That's outside of your jurisdiction. What a relief. She's conscious. That makes the tension in my body loosen up for a moment. You got dizzy and passed out.
そうなんですか。すみません。
Don't worry about that. Just keep quiet and relax. I used the emergency remote to slowly lower the output of Asuka's graph shoes. Reducing the anti-graviton output should make her sink due to the pull of gravity. And that's what exactly happens. Okay, slow and steady. Lower anti-gravitons also mean lower repellent force. In other words, she won't get flung away by my touch. Instead, she'll only feel a light vibration. I catch Asuka's body in my arms. Then, I slowly lower myself down toward the beach.
私、一体。
Don't talk, Asuka. Just stay still.
はい。そうします。
She mutters that in a tired voice, then closes her eyes again. I'm sorry. The immense sense of guilt makes it hard for me to look Asuka straight in the face.
うん、そう。ただの疲労だって。別に病気とかそういうのじゃないからって。
I see. Thanks for going with her.
いいよいいよ。こういう時のマネージャーでしょ。
We immediately canceled practice and took Asuka to the hospital. After delivering her safely, I left and returned to her club room. And that's why I only now know about Asuka's condition. Misaki tried to warn me.
美咲、何か言ってたの？
She was worried about Asuka before practice, but was being kind of vague. I should have actually tried to talk to her. It's clear now that she was wondering if I was paying attention to Asuka's physical condition, not her progress. I bet Misaki picked up on the little signs of exhaustion Asuka was showing, but was unsure what to do.
まあ仕方ないよ。本人ができる、やりますって言ってるし、なかなか周りが止めにくいじゃない、そういうのって。
Why didn't Misaki just tell me though? Like, she could have just slapped me, right? I wish she did. Messiah is, not really the most, like, you know, perceptive person. But that's a coach's job.
そりゃあね。でも、ひなたくんだってベテランじゃないんだし、すべてにおいて完璧ってわけにはいかないよ。アスカちゃんも単なる疲労だったんだし、まあ次から気をつけようねってことでいいんじゃない？
Will do.
よし、じゃあこの話は一旦おしまい。明日のことはまた連絡するね。
Got it. Man, that was a huge shock. I should make her take a break from practice. And I'll use the time before she returns to rethink everything. If I don't pay more attention to Asuka, something terrible could happen. I don't know, I feel like you could say that, yeah, it's wrong to not pay attention to her physical condition, but like I said, the numbers don't lie. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like the author is wrong here in making that Asuka doesn't show that she's clearly degrading in her numbers when it comes to training. This is an oversight, I feel. Not necessarily a plot hole, but for sure an oversight. The next day, I tell everyone to go practice, then head to the faculty room by myself.
連中はどうだ？ちゃんとしてるか？
They're practicing as usual, and by usual, I mean on their own. Guess that must feel pretty weird, since we've all been focusing on Asuka lately. They appear a little, or well, a lot more sluggish than usual though.
そうか。まあそうだろうな。
Aoi-san replies in a matter-of-factly tone.
で、報告はそれだけか？他に何かあるんだろう？
Does she watch what I'm doing through our security cameras or what? Whenever I come here, typo, for sure, she always knows how to cut straight to the heart of my worries. I take a deep breath to prepare myself to speak. I'm planning to make Asuka take a break. I push her way too hard. It was wrong of me to take her word for it when she said she wanted to practice non-stop. That's why I'm going to tell her to relax a little more from now on. Aoi-san just stares at me in the eye without speaking. Then...
なあ、マサヤ。
What is it?
お前、倉科のことをどう見てる？
Well, Asuka is a very sincere, cheerful girl who loves flying. She's a fast learner with a whole lot of talent who'll keep practicing until you stop her. I guess that's how I'd describe her. Aoi-san should know all that. So why is she asking me? And more importantly, what's her answer to this question?
それだけか？
Yeah. Or well... That'll all... What? That'll all that's worth mentioning right now anyway. I think that's... That'll all that's worth? I think that's supposed to be that's all for sure.
化け物。
Huh?
あいつは化け物だ。FC と空に取りつかれてる。そう思ってるんじゃないのか？
What's she trying to say? You're going a bit too far there.
乾が乗り込んできたとき、似たようなことを言ってたじゃないか。
I guess I did, yeah. And that's not all. During the tournament, when I saw the expression on her face as she was watching the final match, a sense of fear struck me. I really did start to think she was a monster. Yeah, can't say I've never thought that. Aoi-san forms a smile as she hears me say that. She's a monster, huh? I don't know, personally, I don't think she's a monster. She's over-enthusiastic about something and has a one-track mind. But I think someone like her personality actually does exist. Just not the amount of talent usually, right?
じゃあ次の質問だ。お前、倉科の好物知っているか？
What she likes? If I remember correctly, strawberries and... what was it again? Alright, flying fish.
よし、じゃあ嫌いなものは？
She hates... What does she hate? I'm honestly not sure she's mentioned anything specific.
家族構成は？
I think she's an only child.
得意な教科は？好きな漫画は？
Why should I care about this when I'm her coach?
ここに来る前はどこに住んでいた？特技は？メールと電話はどちらが好き？家に帰ると何をしている？
So the special skill does make sense why she would be asking me that, but everything else doesn't matter. Listen,
落ち込んだ時にしてほしいと思っていることは？
that one might be important though. Ah. How am I supposed to know any of that?
わかるわけないだろって顔をしているな。
No, that's...
いや、そんな顔をしてたよ。そんなことを知る必要なんかあるのかって顔もな。
Yes. Okay, I admit that did cross my mind.
わかるよ。
Huh?
私だって昔はそう思っていたからな。戦い方と特性と、あとは何を武器にできるかが分かれば それ以上は知らなくていいと思っていた。
I mean, when you're... Duh! So you're saying you've changed your mind?
今はじゃない。お前にはそう思ってほしくないんだ。
Huh? You're worried about me? Why isn't that the question mark? Aoi-san takes a sip of her coffee.
お前はコーチとしてはよくやってると思うよ。
That sounds pretty fake after what you just said.
いや、いいんだよ、コーチとしては。本来は個人に対して過度に入り込んではいけない役割だ。その点でお前は合格なんだ。
Yes.
相手があの乾咲じゃなければな。
Yes? Saki Inui. What does she have to do with this? What's that supposed to mean? You're confusing me. What is going on?
まさに今言った通りのことだよ。あのイリーナというセコンド、おそらく乾咲のことを誰よりも知り尽くしている。性格、思考、経歴、習慣、すべて把握した上でじゃないと、あんな完璧な選手は作れない。
Hold on. That sounds like... In a way, it's even crueler than not knowing. You're telling me the only way to beat her is for me to invade Asuka's privacy? Aoi-san's eyes are fixated on me. She isn't smiling, and her expression isn't a kind one either. Oh, I know that look. It's the same one she had when...
それを手段にしろなんて私が言うと思うか？
It's not anger. Honestly, she seems more sad than anything. No, I'm sure you'd never do something like that. Upon hearing that, her expression softens.
ありがとう。
That's right. How could I have even said that? I know there's no way she'd tell me to try that. She's a person who has the utmost faith in me. She's the one who told me she'll always be waiting for me in the sky I've rejected. There's no way she'd try something like that.
倉科明日香は久浜学院 FC 部のエースであるのと同時に2年 C 組出席番号12番の生徒でもあるんだ。同じく2年 C 組出席番号20番日向雅也のクラスメイトでもある。
Right, Anne?
怖いんだよ。このままお互いのことをよく知らないまま精神的に追い詰め合っていくことがな。
Maybe she has a point. To be honest, I know next to nothing about Asuka. We see each other at practice every day, but the only thing we ever talk about is FC. I never ask her about her personal life because she's never mentioned it to me. If she shows no interest in talking about that with me, I don't need to ask. Likewise, I never mention things about my personal life to her either.
そんな状況なのに倉科がどう思っているか推察して対応を考えるのってとても危険なことじゃないか？
Ah, that's what she's talking about. That's fair, actually. So you're telling me she actually doesn't probably want me to make her take a break. That was a very roundabout way to show me that decision or that point, but that does make sense. Yeah, we don't know what her motivations for flying is. We don't know whether or not she's actually wanting to do that. She definitely wants to do this, I guess. I guess that's what she's trying to say. She's doing this for herself too. We just don't know what her motivations are. And if we actually stop her, she probably won't be happy is what Aoi-san's trying to say.
私はそれが怖いんだよ。
I see, so that's why it's important to know her feelings on a matter before deciding things. I'm speechless. Asuka was so tired that she fainted. That meant she was pushing herself too hard. which made a break sound like the perfect solution. And honestly, I'm sure that's still the right call as a coach. But is that something Asuka actually wants? Is she just supposed to do whatever I say? And that doesn't just apply to this situation. Talking strategy and trying to develop a weapon for her to use is all pointless if I don't have what she wants in mind while developing them.
勝つためにクラシナと仲良くなれとかそんなことは言わない。だが今のままじゃお互いに悪い方へ向かうだけだ。
Okay, this is actually a very good lesson. I was thinking along the same lines as Messiah. I can't deny that.
要は楽しくやれってことだ、マサヤ。
She's told me to have fun about 1,000,000 times now. And yet, she's repeating that phrase again.
クラシナは FC の選手であるのと同時にお前の同級生だ。楽しいことを忘れたらそれはもう部活じゃない。
Right.
二人が楽しく飛ぶことであいつらを見返してやれ。お前たちなら、いや、お前たちしかできないはずだ。
That sounds like a tall order. It's something I wished for after the summer tournament, but I gave up on the idea because it seems so far out of reach. But now, I feel like we have to do just that.
話は以上だ。今日は見舞いに行くんだろ。
That's the plan.
じゃあ、早く行ってやれ。
Got it. I direct a large bow at her as I answer that question. Then I turn around and break into a run. I don't want her to see the look on my face, because I'm sure it's the exact same look I had when I trained with Aoi-san back in the day.
マサヤ、すまない。人のことを言えた義理じゃないんだがな。私ができなかったことをお前に押し付けてしまった。
Yeah, see, this falls into the thing that I said. We're still falling into her trap, technically, right? Even though this is probably good for us. My rebellious nature would probably already see this coming, though, and I probably wouldn't do what she wants me to do. But you know, maybe that's something that I should actually rethink about my life. I don't know. Sometimes playing these games really make you want to introspect about, you know, certain aspects of your life, right? That's why I feel like it's always nice playing these visual novels. You might not necessarily always agree with them, but if there's something that's positive, why not put that into your own life and assimilate yourself with it? I feel like these sort of stories are definitely way more touching than what you see in real life, to be honest.
でも、お前ならできると思ってるよ。私と同じ道だけは通らないでくれ。
And sadly, this is gonna be where I cut the episode, though. Sorry about that, YouTube. Patreon people will get the next episode tomorrow for sure. But yeah, this was a very eye-opening episode, actually. Wow. That talk with Aoi-san really was an eye-opener. I was thinking along the same lines as Messiah, no doubt about that. I feel like when you're coaching, you should be distancing yourself with your clients and stuff like that, but that is very eye-opening. That is a very nice advice. And yeah, if I was in Messiah's shoes and if I were to not do what she wants me to do and not take this advice to heart, like, the whole route wouldn't happen the way it did right now. I think we would go into a bad end where we wouldn't know what Asuka wants and we would fail her. Damn, that was actually really nice. I really like that scene. I never really liked Aoi-san simply because of the fact that, like I said, we always are in the palm of her hand, dancing to her tune. But maybe if it's for a good cause, maybe it's fine dancing to other people's tunes. I guess we'll see. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Give this video a like if you guys like it. Sub if you guys haven't. Patreon will be getting these episodes early access along with everything uncensored. Though so far, nothing is uncensored just yet. I'm thinking it's probably going to be just like every other route, except for Rika's route for some weird reason that they got Chapter 7 with her 8 scene at the end. God, that was so bullshit. I wasn't ready for that. And yeah, Patreon now has free members. So for people on YouTube that aren't on Patreon just yet, do feel free to check the Patreon page and become a member, because I'll be putting first episode previews of future playthroughs. See you guys.